Safety. Last week, Chesapeake was fined $565,000 for safety violations.
What did they do?
And, well, they were leaking storage tanks, explosions, well blowbacks, and 68% of their wells had violations. So it doesn't seem like that's such a good safety record.
What state was this in?
Pennsylvania. This was from a press release from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, released February 9th of 2012. I have copies if you want to see it.
Okay. The problem is anything that destroys or disrupts an environment is going to cause problems. But when you look at the end result, we have a country by the name of Iran. Have you been following the news? Okay? Most of our oil comes from the Middle East. And those oil ships have to pass through a very small, narrow strait. And Iran has been threatening to blow up one ship which will block that strait. We already have, I hear you. All right. We have 2 warships already off the shore of Iran. Now, we're not talking about people who are afraid to die. They want to die. So we have a situation here, and if there are any violations, as you said, Chesapeake has paid a huge fine. Whether they were guilty or not, we don't know, because we've been hearing a lot of information. A lot of it's way off the base, you know?
This was the Pennsylvania DEP.
Okay.
Government agency.
All right, now,
About Iran.
we're talking about Iran because all of you drove here, right?
Okay, this is not for the town of Bethel.
You had
Excuse
to
me,
put-
let's not interrupt her.
Thank you.
There'll be plenty of time to ask questions and to talk afterwards. But the 1 or 2 environmental agitators in the audience, I would ask, and I'm sure everybody would ask, them to be polite so that this can be presented to everyone, the other side of the picture.
Okay. Now, the problem is that some of these violations may or may not have been accurate. We don't know. Lighting,
Can we
water
just move
coming out
on
of the
unless you
pipe.
actually know what you're talking about? Because you don't really sound like you know what you're talking about.
I beg your pardon, young man. I have taught high school science for
Talk
24
about things
years.
You know.
I
And that's
taught-
probably more interesting.
Okay.
Let's move on, please. Thank you.
I taught ecology, okay? And I know what it takes to pollute water, okay? Now, some of the things which are being presented are no, okay? Now, you saw a presentation by Chesapeake Energy, okay? They're drilling as far as 8,000 feet down below the ground. That is a lot deeper than anybody's well water, okay? Now, our next speaker is going to be Tom Shepstone, who is an expert in the zoning and has done a lot of informational surveys and research on what the zoning refers to. Tom?